I'm live. Let's go play some ukulele. We got the tough stuff in it right now. Let's do this. Command B. Scroll back up. Shift. Highlight. Link. Post in the website. Posting the link onto the website. The website is jollyrogerukulele.com. You should go there and get the sheet music and join our delightful crew of miscreants and troublemakers. We are playing ukulele instrumentally rather than singing, and hopefully changing the entire world of music education in the process. Good loving. Nobody's going to ever click on these photos of my goofy face. All right. So I don't know why I would do that. All right, let's go talk about what we're playing today while everybody's loading in. Today we are playing. It was turned out to be. It started off as folk music week, and then I realized it's earworm week. It's stuff that you play, and then you kind of wish you hadn't played it because you can't get it out of your head. And so we're going to be playing that kind of stuff today. Um, in the process of trying to get this other computer working. Both of my computers have had troubles today. So, hey, Lynn. Hey, Sandy. Both of you guys are back again. Joyce. Oh, my gosh. Welcome in, Joyce. Haven't seen Joyce in a little while. She might sneak in and out behind the scenes a little bit. Joyce is one of my favorite people. Everybody's my favorite people, right? Joyce is just on the list of people that are my favorite right at the moment. Kat's in. She's all. Look at all these smart people rolling in. Oh my gosh, we've got too many PhDs in the room. We have Sandy in from Michigan, and we have Vicky in from Bozeman, and Lanny in from Greeley. I put pants on today because I knew it was kind of chilly out. But I'm still freezing. I put the window open because it was super hot. Now I'm freezing. So I'm going to stand up and close the window. That's one of the things I'm going to do. Remember, today we're playing a bunch of them, like not too much. I mean, we're playing a lot. Little Boxes, Puff the Magic Dragon, Blowing in the Wind, This Land is Your Land, Make It Better bar worksheet, The Key of E flat arpeggio, and hopefully the Harry Potter medley. We'll see if we can get everything in. I bet we can get everything in. Let's see. Pauline, Valerie's back in today. Valerie was late to one of the earlier classes, so she's on my list. Happy Friday to you guys. Joyce, the group is a bunch of. Yeah, right. If you play ukulele, you're going to be one of my favorite people. That's the rule. If you play any kind of music, you're one of my favorite people. If you play any kind of music and don't make fun of my playing, then you're really one of my favorite people. Hey, Amy, how are you? Diane is in, ready to groove on a Friday. Elizabeth's here. Colder up here. I know it got. I thought it was warmer today than it is, and it was hot when I walked in this room, and then I opened the window, and now I'm freezing to death. So I'm wearing pants. I've been wearing shorts all summer like a hippie. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to get back to being a serious professional. I'll put pants on today. So I'm going to go close this window, and you'll have a very awkward view of me for a minute. There. Open up the lighting just a little bit. Is that going to hit right? That's the sun just moves exactly in the wrong spot. So hold on a second. Let's see. How's that lighting look? Oh, I killed all the lighting. Oh, well. We'll go with all artificial lighting. Makes me look like I have a tan anyway. So, like, I have this new light. Let's see if I can adjust it where I have less of a tan. No, it's giving me more of a tan. All right. What about? Oh, that's blue. Oh, that makes me look. Does that make me look better or worse? Yeah, the other problem is this microphone creates a shadow. Oh, how about that? How about that? All right, I'm going to shake your speakers at home for just a second. Raise this up. Okay, so now that's out. We'll leave this sitting here. You don't notice this, right? This isn't a problem. Okay, how about that? I look like what I look like. Let's see. Uh, I'm breaking up. Oh no, Linda, let's blame this on Northern California. It's 90 degrees out in California, you guys. Crazy. Annie, how are you? Barbara, ready to rock? All the We had a fight with Barbara earlier in the week. She wanted to play all three verses of Bob Dylan. Was it Bob Dylan or the other one? Which one was it? You wanted to play all three verses of one of them, and I was like, no, uh, Blowing in the Wind. And yeah, it was Bob Dylan. Jeez, Barbara. Fran, I'm excited to play today. Oh, we got a new Ohana. Nice, very nice, Fran. Yeah, these are all these are either Cordobas or Ohanas back here. These are mostly Ohanas up here. Got a few Mahalos mixed in there as well. These up here, what are those? These guys. We got some Mahalos, one Cordoba left, couple of Ohanas. Got to try to figure out how to get people down here to pick those up. Christina's in from Bozeman. Linda, it's already 93 in Napa. 93, guys. But the air quality is good. That's helpful, right? Carol's up in the mountains. We're kind of chilly here in Colorado. Perfect. I'm perfect. Linda says I look perfect. Nobody's ever said I look perfect. And we're not working. That's not a goal, right? Perfection is not a goal. So I'm using that. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna mess your speakers up at home real quick. Ugh. Okay. All right, there. That's all right. They're all pointing at me. Let's play some music. Let's play. Let's start with your Bank a Better Bar worksheet. Remember, a morning etude really designed to build up this muscle and make you stronger. Let's begin with opens. Remember, it's going to be thumb, index, middle, ring. For you guitar people, it's P-I-M-A. We'll go all the way down to 12. When we come back, it's ring, middle, index, thumb, or A-M-I-P for those of you who like to be fancy and classical musicy. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, turn around and come back. 10, 7, blew the last note. I will mention very briefly, as you are becoming a more advanced player all of the time, I do think that two things I have founded my musical empire on is one, that anybody on the planet ought to be able to be a music producer, right? That you create music so that you don't have to be a music consumer. That's one of my tenets. I'm like, everybody can create music and ought to create music. It's you probably only cost you money in the long run, but it doesn't matter. It matters that you've got this joyous sense of something inside of you that you can get out, and all of a sudden you don't really need the radio anymore. I hardly ever listen to music because I'm creating music. Second thing is that everything I produce, I want it to be played in lots of different ways. That this is a recipe, this is not a rule book, and so you can play music in a lot of different ways. The other thing I've always based my teaching on was that an $80 ukulele is fine. That's just whatever. It's just we're just using this as a tool to create some music. It doesn't need to be perfect. However, one of the things I do notice compared to my ukuleles at home versus this one here at the shop, this one's quite a bit harder to get good quality tone out of. It's a little too thick. This is koa wood, but it's not really koa wood. It's not the good coal wood. It's a little overbuilt. This thing, I could run it over with a truck and it would be fine. They put on closed tuners, so it's heavy. The whole thing about this, it's just not the same quality as a little bit better ukulele. And because of that, I notice as I'm doing that activity, I'm having to work a little bit harder than I typically do. So just be mindful of that. If you're playing on a really inexpensive ukulele, you might be able to do yourself a favor by starting to put $5 in the jar every time you practice, and that will tell you whether you're practicing or not. One, and then it'll tell you when it's time for you to get the next level of ukulele. I don't believe that you need to buy a $2,000 ukulele. I think that there's this thing out there, these $2,000 to $4,000 ukuleles. I have played all of them. I have played all of them. Really, really, about $600 is where the sound and quality end. I'm telling you, I played hundreds of ukuleles, and really up at, from $300 to $500, there's really nice sound. There's a tiny bit better improvement in just playability and all this stuff when you get around $600. After that, you're just paying for the name on this. You're paying for, you get to meet the guy who built it, sort of thing. And that's very entertaining, and maybe create some pride of ownership for you. But in terms of needing to really get to that level where the ukulele is no longer in the way of being excellent, you're probably talking around, from 300 to 600. That's the sweet spot for ukuleles, I think. And so just be mindful. If you're like, oh, I'm really fighting this thing as you're playing that, and then you were like, well, I did buy it off of Amazon for $80. What can I expect? Probably all that's starting to play a role together, right? Let's see, who else wandered in? Sonoma. I always say Napa, but I mean Sonoma. Sorry, Linda. Let's see, Fran. I have four Ohanas. Four Ohanas. My starter soprano needed new strings since my was only about $30. New strings weren't really going to help. I sell tons and tons. I have a whole wall. You guys can't see it, a whole wall of sopranos that are $30, and they're wonderful. They are absolutely wonderful. Wonderful for $30, right? You can play all day long, but they are a little tiny bit harder to play than the $350 ones, right? And so just be thoughtful about that. If you are playing on a really inexpensive ukulele, good for you, right? Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to make your life a little bit better sound, a little bit easier to play, probably might want to start thinking about putting $5 in the jar every time you practice. Hey, Lindy, welcome in. Joyce, what about the strings? What do you recommend at type and brand? So I will tell you, I played every single string, and this comes up on a regular basis, and so it's not a bad topic ever to talk about. Don't listen to the marketing, okay? Because the string companies go to all of these famous people, and by famous, we're talking ukulele famous. They're not really famous, but they're famous in our community. And they say, you know what? We will pay you blah, 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 and it's probably a decent amount if you will say that you use our strings. Now, they don't actually have to use their strings. That's what's fascinating. And so I'm thinking of one person who is a well-known ukulele player who plays a well-known brand name of strings. I can tell you right now, that is not the strings that he is playing. Okay. But they pay him well to say that he does play those strings. You cannot tell from the audience perspective. I can tell from the sound, but they're not asking me. Here's what I recommend. These need to be fluorocarbon. That's this material that you need to use on an ukulele. If your strings are white, that's not what you want. That's called nylagut. It's perfectly fine for beginning with your ukulele. For 6 months, the white strings are absolutely ideal. All ukuleles, every last one of these on here that I haven't set up yet, has white strings on them. That's what comes on ukuleles now. The white strings are holding you back. Okay, they are perfect for getting started with, but once you are a decent player, you're not in this class right now unless you're a decent player, probably. The white strings are not going to support you. Also, if your strings are black, those are nylon strings, and again, those are not ideal. Those are what we played 20 years ago because they were way better than catgut, but they were not. Those strings you put on, they sounded terrible when you put them on. They sounded exactly the same 5 years later. What you need to be using now is called fluorocarbon, and it is a modern string, it does decay very quickly. So you're going to have to change your strings every single year, whether you're playing or not. And so plan on changing your strings once a year. Now, when we get into brands, I will be perfectly honest with you. I almost always put on Savarez, Savarez ukulele strings onto ukuleles now. It's not because the other brands are terrible. For the most part, I put on all of the other brand names that I have run across, and they're all fine. They're all wonderful. They're just lovely. But I use Savarez for two reasons. One, that I've had very good luck with the consistency of them. I've had one Savarez guitar string blow up on me that I remember. I put it on a guitar, sent the guitar out. A couple of days later, she calls me up and says, "This string number one broke," and I'm like, "Oh man!" So it happens occasionally, but overall, I've had very good luck with the consistency of Savarez. The other thing that's nice is they take little guys like me, little retail shops, and they say, "You know what? We're going to sell them to you at this price. We want you to sell them at this price. You can make a buck or two." Honestly, we're talking about, and we will do the same on Amazon. So that, in other words, we're not underselling you on Amazon. Now, I will also tell you, Martin makes a tremendous string, but they don't have that same system. So they actually sell strings cheaper on Amazon than they sell them to me, which is just nuts. So why would I promote them? And The other thing, I will be perfectly honest with you, I am not averse at all. All of my ukuleles that I have at my house have fishing string on them, made out of fluorocarbon. I buy the bulk string, it's pretty expensive. You have to pay $100 for a roll of that stuff, but it lasts forever. And so I just use fishing string on mine, fluorocarbon fishing string, and that's what I use because it's cheaper. But I would say, so I don't think the brand is important. I just tell you, I use Savarez, and I always put Savarez on everybody's ukulele here because it's a good company. The strings are reliable, and they have a name that you can attach to it, and you can get them on Amazon as well. So that would be my suggestions on strings. But again, if your strings are white, black, or nylon, or any string that came with your ukulele, you're going to do yourself a huge favor by getting those off and putting something better on. Okay, long discussion on that. And obviously, if I wasn't clear at all, toss me an email and say, "Hey, I heard you yapping about strings again. Tell me what I'm supposed to get, and I'll send you a link to what I suggest." Also, if you've never changed your strings yourself, it's not a bad skill to know, but I don't necessarily think you ought to do that. Just because you own a ukulele, you should change your own strings. I think that's nuts, by the way. Most of you, if you've never changed strings, you're talking about 3 hours to change strings. I do it in about 10 minutes, and I charge you $20. And that includes the strings, by the way. So it makes a lot of sense just to take it into a pro and just have them put them on. But not bad to know how to do it yourself as well. All right, let's move forward. We want to play the E flat, key of the E flat major arpeggio. I should have told you so you're getting it out. Guys, with the E flat arpeggio, I don't like to talk about arpeggios until it's time to play them because I'm theoretically thinking that you will be working on them at your house and coming up with what the problems and the musical challenges with them are. And so in this case, we're going to play the E flat major arpeggio, and we are going to play rests. Now, most of the ukulele music we don't put rests in because your ukulele doesn't have a lot of sustain in it anyway. But on this one, look at just measure one. You grab your E flat. You've got, that's measures 1 and 2, right? Bump, 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 bump. That's a very different way to play then, which is half notes. Okay, so you want to be, when you see rest, the thought is you're going to stop those strings from page 22. Thank you. Page 22 in the Jumping Flea Arpeggiator. When you see rest, you take your hand and just put it back down on the strings, and it stops them, so that you actually get rest there. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're getting half notes, and those sound different, a little different, not a lot different, but a little different. And so that's what I'm working on there in the beginning. I'm also wanting you to get comfy with this E flat chord, this G minor chord. Those are coming up in your life. They're beautiful, by the way. F minor. Oh my God. And then you guys shouldn't be terrified anymore about A flat, right? It's a bar on 3 with your F shape in front. Okay. And again, you're going to be plucking these because it doesn't say glissando, it says pluck. Okay. And then you've got your B flat, which we hate. And then we go back to it and redo that whole series of chords again. Okay. So those are all definitely chords that you're not going to run into playing Over the Rainbow. These are much more advanced, much more you don't run into these a lot, but there isn't any of these chords you won't run into. Okay. And so this is a great piece to get you comfy with that. Remember, you're going to play down through 21 and then you're going to come back to the top. Okay. So 20, and the page break is unfortunate, but you guys hopefully have it laid out like this in front of you. 21, then we go back and repeat. And then notice at the end of 21, you have a backward repeat and a forward repeat. So remember, as you go into 22, you're going to be coming back there. That's why you've already taken a highlighter and putting it right up and down on measures between 21 and 22, so your eyeball tracks there. Then we will play down through measure 31, and we're going to go back to 22, and then we finish up the song all the way through. A couple of other things to pay attention to. You've got some eighth notes sneaking in at measure 22, so it's bum, ba-da, bum, 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 ba-da, bum, bum. So pay attention to those. And then that pattern continues all the way through 31. And then when we get to 32, bum, 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 bum. That fermata that is waiting there for you. And then your last E flat is different. All the E flats you're going to be doing are in the main section of the song is here. You have this E flat, bar on 3, pinky on 6 to wrap it up. Okay, it doesn't have a glissando on it. You're supposed to do it that way. So if I remember right, there are no glissandos. Entire thing is done with your claw. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 6. To 22. and go. Hold it for all four. Okay, ukulele stops you going to ring in about 2, but right, you let it ring for all 4 as if something is coming out, and then you can take your chord off. Ow, right? Not one of those chords in this will not be coming up for you. A flat is probably the rarest of all of the chords that you played here, but as you guys know, A flat isn't exactly, it's on the 3rd fret, but it's your F shape in front of there. Well, you guys have done that a million times on 5, which is now a B flat. So that shape comes up all of the time, and it just happens that in the key of E flat, A flat shows up, and it's feels unusual, but it's a song you will be playing. It's a shape you'll be playing all the time. It's just not necessarily on the 3rd fret. All right. Hopefully that kicked your fanny. By the way, I don't know who wrote that, but that's a nice song. All right, next up, let's keep moving forward. I don't know how much we'll get to today. Let's go play Little Boxes. Little Boxes. I gotta get a different system for organizing things. Little Boxes. All right. We remember this week was supposed to be sort of folk music week. It turned out to just sort of be earworm week, weird songs that, not weird. I don't know if they're weird. They're songs that sort of stick in your head if you're singing them all day long. Little Boxes. This is a song about Louisville, Colorado. Everything is exactly great little houses covering the landscape as far as you can see. Remember, try to get a little bit of a galloping feel to it. Ba-da-bum, bum. Ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum. That's what we're really trying to get at. Let's just do it one time through, but pick your way of doing it. So it might be chords. Little boxes on the hillside. Might be melody. Okay, might be tough. You guys decide whatever you feel like playing. 1, 2. Oh, it's in 3. 2 beat counting, and then we're going to go. 1, 2. Feels like an awful lot of work to get those things in, but it sounds cool. Let's do it one more time. I want to sing. Okay, close your ears. 1, 2. Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky, little boxes on the hillside, little boxes all the same. There's a green one and a pink one and a blue one and a yellow one, and they're all made out of ticky-tacky, and they all look just the, get ready, same. Most of you guys are aware probably of, let's see, what's our next song? While I'm yapping, go grab Puff the Magic Dragon. Most of you guys are aware they're having all kinds of sing-alongs on Zoom now, so you can go and all pretty much every weekend go to a ukulele strum-along, and they basically all the same, right? You log in early. They tell you where the PDF is. You load them all in. So have the PDF up on one side of your screen and the Zoom real small up on the other side of the screen. And they have a leader, and he sings, and you play along with him, and it's super fun. If you are working on getting your chords in order, those things are super helpful. And I know way back in the day, Jim Venice started the Swallow Hill one, which is down the block here now. And it's still going today. Doug's been running it for, I don't know, 15 years now or something. But when I got my first ukulele, Jim had just started that strum along. The first one in Denver, we all went down. There were 6 of us. We all sit and we strummed, and it was great, and I learned how to play my chords that way. And then it turns out that most people are just fine with doing that. It's super much fun, and everybody's happy. You go home, you go out and have lunch, and it's very fun. But I got bored with that pretty quick because I'm like, well, this is just the left hand of the piano. When are we going to play the right hand? And that's where you guys are at. We're playing the right hand. All right, let's get going on this. Puff the Magic Dragon. We are. I'm not listening to. I don't think Barbara said she wants to play all 4 verses of this. So I'm terrified that I got to make Barbara happy today. But we're not playing all 4 verses of Puff the Magic Dragon. I'm going to play the first verse twice. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And if you feel like you need to play one of the other verses, you got to add in a few little extra syllables as you go along. Play down through 32, jump back up, and play the whole thing again. Skip 32 the second time through. Joyce says, great for chord practice, but I don't always know the tunes. I much prefer to see the notated melody along with chords. Yeah, so, that's the nice thing and the not so nice thing about strum-alongs is that it's really great work for your chords. To a point, they're not going to be playing songs in E flat. It isn't going to happen. They're mostly playing in C, F, and G, occasionally a tune in D, almost never in A, which is sad. But the keys that they play in are very limited. Well, on purpose, right? There's no sense in playing all these insane keys that I make you play in. The other thing about it is that, at Joyce's point, you're going to play a ton of songs you haven't. A ton of songs from Appalachia. What the heck is going on in Appalachia? They're all writing songs that I've never heard of. So you're going to play all these folk tunes that you never heard of before, and you're never going to play it a member again, which is a mixed blessing, right? There's a song you're like, I don't know what this song is, and the person leading the group better know the song so they can sing it and you strum along. But the good part about it is you run into every now and then you run into a song you're like, oh, I really like that song, and I'm going to go look it up and I'm going to study it and make it part of my repertoire. But yeah, if you don't know the song, you're really, really reliant on the group leader, and mixed blessing, right? All right, Puff the Magic Dragon. You play it whatever manner you want to play it. We're going to play it twice through Barbara, and I'm picking on Barbara for a while. She picks on me a little bit back. So 2 times through, and that's enough of Puff the Magic Dragon. It will get stuck in your head, and you're not going to want that all day. So let's get this done. Some of you will chord, some of you play melody, some of you play tough. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Doesn't that? It sounds nice, you guys. Come on, I'm gonna make fun of this song forever, but it's really lovely. It's really quite nice. When you hit those E minors, you're like, oh, that's a good song, right? I love that. Hopefully that's fun for you. Those of you who are of an age where you this was a real song for you, I'm hoping that that's fun for you to play. I really am. I think that that's a nice piece of music. All right, we still make fun of it. All right, in Barbara's honor, we're going to play "Blowing in the Wind," and this is Bob Dylan. We don't mess with Bob Dylan, guys. He has uh, he's not John Lennon sainthood, but he's up there, right? And so we don't we have to do exactly what Bob Dylan says. So blowing in the wind. uh, we're gonna play three verses, and we're gonna want the wind to blow you away by the time you're done with this. So uh, not a tremendously complex song, and so when you get a song that's playable, like you're like, okay, we got some bar chords in here, but they're not brutal. Got a G chord with my pinky up on five. That's never exactly the best thing for me, but we're okay with that. Some D chords. When you get a little bit easier song, you want to try to do a little bit higher quality placement of your fingers, have a few less clunks, that sort of thing. So use this as an opportunity to gauge, hey, I'm doing just fine. Now I'm going to try to play it at this little bit higher level and see how you do, right? All right. So, Linda says Puff is my favorite. Still needs work though. Puff's your favorite. You see what kind of people live in California? Yeah, that's a good song. It really is. I played it through twice while you were talking. So I got to while I was talking. Do I talk too much? Here we go. From the top. Blowing in the wind. 3 times through, Barbara. 1, 2, 3. Oh, a little faster. We'll take forever. 1, 2. Not that fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets me every time to the top. last time through. Ta-da! All right, that's it. No more Bob Dylan for the rest of the year. That's it. 3 verses of Blowing in the Wind. That's enough of Bob Dylan. Actually, we may do Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles. I don't think he didn't write it, but I think he made it famous. So we'll probably do that when it's Lindy. Well, that's a pinky stretcher. Have you figured out advanced ukulele? This is the problem right there, right there. This is how much problem you have in life. Honestly, I walk sometimes at the end of the week on Fridays. I go home and I'm just like, ow, my pinky hurts. It hurts all weekend, you know? I don't think it's necessarily good for your pinky, this business that we're doing. This land is your land. This is what we did this one yesterday, right? I was here for this. Yes. I missed a couple lessons yesterday. So I was hoping that we did this. This land is your land. This. Wait, do I not have it on here? Oh, here it is. All right. 8 measures, 5 times through. We're not doing that, Barbara. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's just do it twice. I want to get on to Harry Potter. Oh, I don't think we're going to get to it. Yeah, we are. All right, let's just do this twice. Then we can play through Harry Potter once. All right, so we got to go fast. You're welcome, Barbara. The song sounds so simple, but it's really pretty challenging. My pinky has blown in the wind today. Yeah, it's definitely a pinky workout. And what I find, guys, the more you play in this, getting the chords on gets easier and easier, but melody never it's relentless in the challenges you'll face with melody, and your pinky does end up becoming incredibly important in some of these pieces, and especially as you start to play faster, man, your pinky's all over the place. And I've got a ton of arthritis sitting into my pinky, and it's like, come on, dude. So many times it'll just get stuck, right? And so part of getting old is delightful, as far as I can tell. All right, let's go through this 2 times. That's enough, and then we'll play Hedwig. Let's see. It's a 2.5 beat count in. So you count in 1, 2, 3, go. Sort of how it goes. Just to cut twice through, I think. Fascinating. We talked about this a ton yesterday, and all of the different ways of really try to dig into the theory behind all of this. And again, we have 16th notes in here, so let's not rush. Twice through, please. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Twice through is plenty on that one. Barbara gave us permission to only do 2 times yesterday on This Land Is Your Land. But it's 5 times, right? And so 5 times seems like too many. 2 doesn't maybe seem like enough. So do it 3 or 4. And again, eight measures, right? Whenever you and relatively playable, right? So we do everything we can to get those things perfect. Okay, let's see what we can do about knocking out Hedwig. What do you say? Can we do that? When did I call it? Hogwarts something or other. Harry Potter medley is what I have on this website. I think I called it Hogwarts something or other. FGHH Hogwarts medley. I think that's the name of the file. Hogwarts medley. Harry Potter. You know what we're talking about. Well, remember you got a ton of different things that happen here. Probably the most complex chording is just right up at the top. We've got lots of bar sevens and bar fives right at the top. But after that, it ends up mostly open-ish type chords, right? A lot of E minors in there. And then remember at the ending, you've got the A minor arpeggios that seem like they sound wrong, but in my mind, because music's supposed to, if it starts on E minor, it's supposed to end on E minor, but that's not how John Williams wrote this. And so it ends up on the wrong chord. Oh, these classical musicians, they are a wacky crew, aren't they? Kat says the song sounds. Oh, we already talked about that. Yeah, and that was a lot easier than blowing in the wind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. By the way, if you ever want to get famous, right? If you want to become a legend in your field, write simple songs with a complex, with some hidden complexity in there, right? Write 8 measures, make it easy to play, and then make the song work. Will do the work for you. These super crazy complicated things, oh boy, that's awesome, but nobody's going to play it, and it's going to disappear. All right, Hogwarts medley. Do that. What time is it? It's already too late. Let's play it and let's see how we do. Straight through. Don't do any repeats. Are there any repeats? I don't think there are any repeats. There are no repeats. Play it straight through. We're gonna be late. I'm gonna be late to baritone class. Those of you in baritone. Okay. From the top. 1, 2. 'Whoops. I've always slow that down. 1, 2, 3. 63, 64. Major 89, go. Ugh. Yeah, it's got it close. Probably could have warmed up a whole bunch more on that. That's a lot of music right there. Those 4 pages. How long did it take me to play it? 27 minutes? Yeah, that's a little harder than Blowing in the Wind. So not harder than Blowing in the Wind. It's definitely not the pinky workout that Blowing in the Wind is, but it's just a lot, right? It's coming at you, and you want to play it faster and faster and faster, and then you get in a pickle. So hopefully that's fun for you. One of you guys needs to turn that into your signature piece. That's a nice piece of music too. Hey, we played good music this week. I hope you had fun. I'm sorry I kept you a little bit too late today. I'm not sorry about that, I did. I say that I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Next week, John Denver week, right? And any song will be what we kick it off with, and then I don't know. I don't know. I'm okay on. What are the ones I'm doing? I can't remember. I'll post them on the website as soon as I have them done. It'll be fun. It'll be beautiful. Carryovers for the week. My thought is we don't carry any. Well, let's carry Harry Potter over, and let's let the folk music go into those of you guys that are into it. You guys can continue to play. Let's carry Harry Potter over to the next week, and then we'll do John Denver in one more week with Harry Potter. Let's do that. I think that would be the best. And then I will post whichever arpeggio comes after E flat. I don't remember off the top of my head. And that's what I know. I hope you're playing at a level this week that feels better than a month ago, that feels better than 6 months ago. I don't necessarily care if you play well ever. I just care that you feel like you're playing better than you used to play, and that's what we're after. So thank you all for being here. It was great Friday. If you're in the United States, the virus is gone crazy again, so please be careful, stay safe. Don't let your family come over. It's like they're who gives it to you. Be safe, do good, keep practicing, keep showing up. I promise you'll be I promise we're gonna get all of you with Grammys. That's my goal, right? We just gotta have you keep practicing and showing up, and then you'll get a Grammy eventually. Hopefully. And like and subscribe. And that's what I know. All right, let's see, where did we leave off? I love playing that too. I love messing that up. I'm gonna try to work on it. Sandy, we did play good music today. It's good every Friday, right? Well, hopefully not every Friday. Sometimes we play crummy music, but hopefully today you enjoyed it. Have a good weekend. I'm off on my weekend of writing up John Denver tunes. Ugh. No, the only thing I can imagine that'll be more like, oh God, what am I doing? Is when we do James Taylor. My wife listens to James Taylor radio all the time. I come home and it's all this 70s schmaltz, and it's like, are you listening to James Taylor radio again? Yes. All right, Fran, turn the air conditioning on. Seriously, what are you doing out there? Joyce, good to see you. I'm glad you made it in today. I know you're crazy busy. Barbara, lots of fun. Barbara, let's try not to let's pick on you less next week. How about that? Okay, she gets a little bit bossy, that Barbara. Linda, see you in a few minutes for baritone. We'll be late for baritone. Baritones are okay. They know what's going on. Lynn, sounds good. Keeps playing. Keep an eye. Keep New Jersey straight for us, will you? Amy, good to see you. Yeah, we'll do John Denver next week. He's okay, right? He's a good guy. The music's a little bit saccharine for me, but that's okay. We play some crummy music too. I'm opting out of John Denver. No, you're not, Valerie. I will come to your house and make you play it. Clay, good to see you, bud. Keep those fires under control up there, will you? Lenny, see you in a little bit. Elizabeth, yeehaw, what fun. I'm turning Elizabeth into a cowgirl. All right, you guys. I will see all of you down the road. Be good, and I will pull the plug on this and rush off to baritone class. I'll see you guys soon. Mm-hmm.